The second time may be the charm for the district attorney's office trying to convict a San Diego man accused of illegally selling medical marijuana. A jury found Jovan Jackson not guilty at his first trial, but a judge's ruling today in Jackson's second trial was a huge win for the prosecution.
They were simply a dispensary distributing marijuana cultivated by others.
It's a major blow to the defense team representing Jovan Jackson, charged with illegally selling medical marijuana out of a Kearny Mesa storefront. The judge ruled Jackson's attorneys will not be allowed to launch a medical marijuana defense.
I do not believe there is a basis to present this defense to the jury.
It means Jackson's defense team cannot argue to the jury that Jackson was operating a legal medical marijuana collective. Prosecutors say in order for a storefront to be legal, members of the marijuana collective have to actually cultivate marijuana.
Cultivate is a verb. It means to grow. It doesn't mean to distribute. It doesn't mean to furnish. It doesn't mean to sell.
Last year, a jury found Jackson not guilty of similar charges. At that trial, the judge allowed a medical marijuana defense. Jurors acquitted him, saying the state's medical marijuana laws were just too vague. Jackson is now facing charges stemming from a second raid on his storefront. Different trial, different judge, different ruling.
That is a preposterous interpretation of the Compassionate Use Act.
Defense attorney Lance Rogers plans on appealing the judge's ruling. He says some medical marijuana patients are incapable of growing their own plants.
To think that somebody who is suffering from stage 3 colon cancer in a wheelchair, unable to move, must wheel himself into a community garden and physically cultivate or plant a plant in order to have access to medicine, I don't think was the intent of the Compassionate Use Act.
Prosecutors agree. A higher court may ultimately have to decide the issue.
Under our interpretation of the law, when the law says cultivation, that means that you need to cultivate. Eventually, an appellate court or a state Supreme Court is going to have to review that and say, this is what the law means.
Defense attorneys will ask the Court of Appeals to overturn the judge's ruling. If that does not happen, Jackson's criminal trial will begin with jury selection on September 13th.